not open the buff boxes on my side until I do.
Open them ASAP on their old side, just to be confusing.
5, 4, 3,
Pre-pot.
1.
Alright, so from the get-go, I want to make sure that I open the buff boxes here by myself, build some thread on them, and then I'm going to roll over to the next one and grab it. There it is. I'm going to throw my Ox statue down too, something I should have done at first. As soon as the Brewmaster is out, I want to make sure I tank both of these.
Touch
Watch
my
those
balls,
blossoms.
please.
Get them up.
I got him.
I'm going to open the 2 mediums, make sure my Rushing Jade wins up to start generating aggro on these.
Very nice.
Grab those
Good
buffs,
job,
please, if you can.
Burn.
As soon as these guys are up, I want to make sure I taunt anything that has not generated aggro on me. Keep my Rushing Jade wind up, keep my shuffle up at all times, and keep an eye on my stagger amount. So right now it's still in green, no problem. Rushing Jade wind kind of makes those swarmers a joke to pick up. They're a bit annoying because they start their threat table the moment they actually land, so you can start DPSing them but not actually generate the threat on them until they land, unless they fix that, which they might have. Keep my Rushing Jade wind up. So I'm going to keep it parked here just a bit for the Kunchong. As soon as the Kunchong's a bit lower, because we have a lot of melee on this side, I'm going to start opening.
1% HP where it needs to
So, stunning Bombardier. So I want to make sure I stun the Bombardier. That's usually my responsibility. Anytime, once again, I'm at 11 or 12 stacks of EB, I'm going to use my EB. So now that the Bombardier is a bit low, I'm going to roll away. I'm going to start opening these next boxes. Keep my Rushing Jade Wind up as I open them. Make sure that I generate Chi from it as well. Anytime there's 3 or more targets, of
I'll
course.
stop if I hit an urn.
14, I use my EB right away. Make sure I use my Expel there as well. Now, here there's going to be a bit of damage and there's going to be some LOS issues as well. So I'm going to use my Expel Harm here just to help with healers. Also, this is around usually the point in the fight that things get a bit crazy in terms of sparks. So I'm also going to use my Guard here just to help the healers out even more. As soon as the big guy dies, I'm going to wait to kill these last 2 small guys. Or caller, make sure we dispel. I'm going to wait to kill these last 2 small guys. There's no rush to get the next big ad right away. I'm going to let healers catch up just a bit. Opening next. Also, the dispels were a bit bad on those war callers. I have 2 stacks right now, so I have to account for that when I'm opening these next ads. I'm going to get my Rushing Jade Wind up right away as I open this next box. I'm going to stun the Bombardier, stunning Bombardier, with the leg sweep, and I'm going to make sure that my shuffle is still rolling. Now, keep in mind, I still have 2 stacks of that debuff, so it's going to be important that I purify my staggers as soon as they hit red, which they will hit more often now.
I'm checking it.
Make sure that I purify right away. As soon as this Kunchong is a bit lower health, I'm going to roll away to the next boxes. Again, there's no need for me to really open these too quickly because our gear level is quite fine and we're way ahead of this. However, if you're progressing, you want to be moving a bit faster. You know, you don't want to have these kinds of pauses and letting the healers catch up. Obviously, it's a bit more intense depending on gear level. Cannot stun that Bombardier yet. So once these ads are dead, I'll open this last medium and that'll be it. I'm going to make sure I keep my shuffle up. I was about to fall off there because I'm focusing a lot on purifying. So this is the last meeting they opened. Samtech, you can head over. So I want to make sure we get this down. Samtech's already going to do his halftime swap, and as soon as this is done, I'll be moving up too. Watch out for those wins.
Alright. Last box is here. Urn. Shit.
Alright, I'm coming over to the other side.
Gonna man him, Tiger. That's right.
So I go to the other side. Let me know when you're good, Lara. So here, once again, we prepare for basically... Alright, here we go. Opening. So, replication of the other side here. So I'm going to open the buff right away and keg smash it for max DPS. Somebody's probably already opening the other buff box. So I want to make sure to taunt it so it comes to me right away. However, DPS is going to be split here, so I'm sure that I want to keep aggro on both of these, so I'm going to Rushing Jade Wind, even though it didn't generate a Chi there. I'm also at red stagger, so I want to make sure I purify that right away. Also, my shuffle's dropping right now because I just started here, and I'm still opening boxes and stuff, so I want to make sure I get that up right away. As soon as I get the energy and the Chi generation to do so, that will be my priority. I want to make sure that I'm grabbing those swarmers as they land, and I want to make sure that I don't open the big ad until this priest is this priest is dead, and at least and only one of those buff mobs is up. So now that's all done. Now that that's all done, you can heroes on my side if you haven't, or if you don't have the debuff yet.
Killer.
Okay, so now I've opened the big ad. 2 smalls is certainly okay. I'm going to stun the Bombardier. It stunned the Warcaller as a result too, which is fine. However, I'm also going to dampen here. I'm going to make sure I get that commander back. Somebody just ripped aggro. Make sure I get my EB up, which was sitting at 15 stacks. That's not good. I also didn't remember to put my new Ox statue down, which I just did now. So I'm going to keep opening now that the 2 smalls are dead. Kunchong, I'm going to park here for a bit just to make sure that the raid DPS is this Kunchong for a bit. Since there is quite a lot of melee in this current side, I don't want to just leave that Kunchong up and have a bunch of shit spawn under the ranged in the melee throughout the rest of the fight. So once it's about 20% health, I will move away, make sure I get rid of that red stagger too. Make sure my EB's up. I'm going to start opening these mediums. As soon as the boss dies, I will open... Finish that Kunchong off, please. As soon as the boss dies, I will open the second medium. So there's the Wind Wielder. Watch out for those tornadoes. So the big boss is about to die, so I'm going to open the second medium now. I don't want to get overwhelmed with 2 mediums. So there it is. Make sure I expel here too. Don't want to die. Accidentally just stunned there when I shouldn't have. Watch those double wins. So there's 2 wins here, so I want to be careful not to get struck by those wins. These Wind Wielders can also get their stupid damage buff, which does quite a bit of damage. Make sure you're spell stealing if you can, Semtech. Which the mage shall be spell stealing. So now that that's dead, I open the next big. I make sure to get my Rushing Jade Wind up. As I open the 2 mediums near, I can't stun this Bombardier. Make sure to keep my shuffle up at all times. I'm good on stagger right now. Now, for this commander, I'm going to use my Fort Brew, as there's a Bombardier up too, which allows me to open 1 or 2 more boxes extra. I also got to keep an eye on the raid situation. Keep an eye on the raid situation. I don't want them to get overwhelmed with sparks and have me opening too many boxes and then I die because they can't focus on DPSing, or that we die because they can't DPS because there's too many sparks up. So now that they've caught up on sparks and on Kunchong, as I keep opening, I'm going to stun that Bombardier. Then I'm going to move over down here. Going to open a few smalls. I'm also going to pop my EB and my dampen, which allows me to open just 1 more box. Make sure I purify that red right away. Keep my Rushing Jade Wind up at all times. Make sure my shuffle is up. Purify the red. So I'm going to have a lot of red here, just because there's quite a few ads currently on me. As soon as that big guy dies, I'll be in the clear to open some more smalls. There we go. So opening smalls, and that should be it for our side. Once we finish these 2 Kunchongs off, we're at 48. Each of these give 1 energy. I don't really have to worry, obviously, about DRs and active mitigation against Kunchongs because they don't do anything. They just kind of sit there and cast shit under people. So that's it for our side. The other side is not done yet, so we're going to head over and help them as much as we can.
What are you going to do about it?
Yep. Cry.
Obviously, we don't want... Okay, so we're done. Obviously, we didn't want to send everyone over to the other side because we don't want to get in a situation where we don't have any DPS left on the side I was just on in order to DPS Sparks.